Hello and welcome back to Rogue Trader. We're going to start off today by having a look at our quests, and then we're going to have a look at all of our companions here at the start of Chapter 4. The reason we're going to do this is because, generally, at the start of a new chapter in Owlcat Games, a whole bunch of new stuff is given to you, right? Every companion has new stuff to say, there's usually extra quests hidden there and here and there, and I just want to make sure that we have a fundamental idea of what we're doing before we leave the ship. So, let's have a look at our quest log. So, the first one that we have is the Lord Inquisitor and the Lord Captain. Now, it has been heavily suggested to me that we should do this one first, and this is us going to Footfall. Now, the reason for this is essentially it sets up the rest of the chapter, right? It sets up all of the different quests, it gives you different things to do. It's effectively like the first time we went to Footfall. So the first time we went to Footfall, we went there, and then we got quests to go all over the Von Valancius dynasty to do all sorts of different things. Like we got the Janus quest, we got the Kiavagama quest, we got the Dargonis quest, so on and so forth. This is effectively the same kind of thing. We're going to go here, and we're going to get the quests that we need to do going forward. So, that makes sense. The other reason why we have to do this first, or we've been suggested to do this first, is that this is going to give us quite a lot of points towards Iconoclast, if we choose to do it. Now, the reason why you might want that is there are a lot of checks in the game that check whether you are rank 4 in your chosen discipline. So, if you're rank 4 Dogmatic, if you're rank 4 Heretical, if you're rank 4 Iconoclast, that's what the check is checking for. So, if you don't happen to be rank 4, you're not going to get the benefits of going down the Iconoclast path, and you might as well not have bothered, right? Essentially. So, we really would like to get just about an extra 61 points. Now, apparently there's also no guarantee that we're ever going to reach rank 5, but rank 4 would be quite nice, because that's where the checks are. And that is what going to Footfall is going to allow us to get. On top of that, I have a new thing that we're going to do this chapter. Basically, if we get an option that says rank 4 Iconoclast, and it's in dialogue, what we're going to do is we're just going to immediately reload, and we're going to leave that area, and we're going to come back when we hit rank 4. We're going to assume that we're going to hit rank 4. It's just going to be a point of no, that's just going to be a point we don't enter until we reach that point, because I want to get as much dialogue from our path as possible. So, the Lord Inquisitor and the Lord Captain. Lord Inquisitor Calcazar has instated himself as the Warden of the Koronus Expanse and set up his headquarters on Footfall as the most logistically convenient location. The Lord Captain needs to meet with him to discuss the present state of events in the Expanse and plan and the next plan of action. So it does kind of make sense we go here, because we're effectively getting the what's happening and where do you need me to go kind of quests. Next, Hunting Grounds. Kiligos Winterscale has turned one of his own planets into hunting grounds, where the game is the Aldari who have launched an attack on the world. House Von Valancius could offer a helping hand to one of the sides of this conflict, or eliminate both of them. Okay, interesting. So this is a major quest. I'm assuming we're going to get one for House Chorda as well. But yeah, we have one for Winterscale. Then we get into companion quests. So we have Nomos's quest, which is Wait. We have Harlequin's quest here. So this is for Erliette. So she wants to privately discuss what happens in Comarag. Okay, sure. Blood ties? Must travel to Dargonis to assess the situation with House Versarian, so that's for Abelard. Idira Talas wants to go through the scary door. Jai wants to go to Footfall. Okay. She is convinced that the threatening astropathic message was sent by her old rival in the cold trade, a privateer by the name of Falco. Only by going to Footfall in person can the rogue trader get to the bottom of this situation. Okay. And then Price of Humanity is Heinrich's one. This is reached the highest level of a development project, which we don't know if we can do or not. I guess we could have a look. And then we have a blank errand. Who knows what this is? I have no clue. It's just there. all of our rumors are exactly the same. Well, I was going to say they're exactly the same, apart from, you know, the new ones we got. But, like, all of down to here are exactly the same as in the previous chapters, because these are just things that we've heard about in the Expanse. And then we have some new ones. So, Homunculus's Prism. We need to find out what this is. So it showed us an ice planet in Langren's Belt. Fall of Santiel's Pride. A world that is part of House Troda's domain was attacked by vicious Drukhari. Okay, so there might be a reason to go there. And then the Siege of Euphrates II. A sacred planet of the Adeptus Mechanicus is in peril, so we may want to go there. And then we have Us Assumes the Mantle. So this is just saying our two things that are known about us is that we, forced by his words and faith, overpowered the unfathomable entity serving the arch enemy. And then we assumed the mantle of Malachi von Valancius and head of the von Valancius dynasty. And we have new contracts. Nope, no we do not. Okay. Well, I said I wanted to have a look. Let's have a look at the colony management. Ooh, so there are... Nope, never mind. There's just this space for another one. There are no more. Okay, I'm assuming that once we advance a little bit, there'll be more here. But our presence is required on Foulstone. Okay. Cool. Well, next, I guess, it's time to start talking to everybody. We're actually going to skip most of the people. I'm going to start talking to Yanis. Okay. I wish to hear news about the Protectorate to keep appraised of things. We discovered a world that is home to a long-abandoned colony founded centuries ago by one of your predecessors. A ship was sent there carrying several thousand colonists who were to restore the derelict settlement. After the ship entered the system of destination, contact was lost with it, and its fate remains unknown. Perhaps you might like to investigate the disappearance of that vessel personally. Besides, your lordship, pirates have been a serious problem for your domain. For centuries, a group of bandits, headed by a ship called the Elusive Contempt, has been raiding cargo vessels on their way from the Protectorate's most plentiful extractia. Their ability to deftly escape pursuit by the patrols has allowed them to operate with complete impunity. The pirates' flagship has been spotted in a nearby system. Your ship, Lord Captain, is sufficiently powerful to finally chase down those brazen scoundrels and bring them to justice. The Astropathic Choir has received a series of alarming messages concerning the Narmer 4 system, where a dangerous space anomaly has supposedly manifested itself. Its nature is unknown, but the fabric of space within the region, or within the system, is reported to be curved and unstable. It is said that any ship entering the region disappears without a trace. I believe we ought to be prudent and steer clear of that system. The factotum hesitates, as if unsure that what he has to say is worthy of your attention. There is something else, Lord Captain. The ship's astropaths have caught echoes of alarming messages. Unidentified ships abandoned by their crews have been spotted in several systems of the Expanse. It may only be a rumor, but those who encountered them have gone missing without trace. That is all, your lordship. So, he basically gave us a ton of side quests. Well, that's good. That wasn't really the reason I wanted to speak to him. I more want to talk about the shipping and transportation of some goods. Aha! So this is already unlocked. The next tier. Look at that. Okay. Well, obviously, we'll take Flashbang. Because we can get them. We'll take the advanced medkits as well. Or medikits. Laurels of Command. The wearer gains move ability that costs 0 AP. The wearer and targets of move are immune to the slowed effect until the end of the round. I don't think we're going to use that, but okay. Then the military combi tool. Whenever the wearer uses a non-attacking consumable item, it counts as an attack of a different type than the previous attack for the purposes of versatility. Also, this combi tool grants 50% chance that a consumable item will not be spent when used. So I'm assuming that you're meant to use this with all of the buffs that you just got from being in Komarag. So, you know, shoot. So you do like a burst fire shot, hit yourself with a stimulant, burst fire shot, wildfire, burst fire shot, and you do like 30 shots in a turn, and then if it doesn't use the consumable item, you end up ahead. Okay, interesting. Cool. And then we're kind of at our limit there. I know we can get more stuff, but I just wanted to go that far for now. Here. Aha, power axe. We'll grab that for free. Invigorating resolve. Whenever the wearer and allies in a 2-cell radius gain momentum, they also gain an equal amount of temporary wounds. Okay. Interesting. And then a heavy plasma gun. Okay. Grab that. Alright, let's head out here. Have a look at this one. Yeah, so we don't have enough to get there, and I assume we don't have enough here. Yeah. Okay. Do you have anything that you'll buy off of us? Nope. Okay. Drusians. Although we can only really get the next level from the Drusians now that I look at it. We have a lot that we can sell. So if I sort by type, hide untradeable, we now have a lot to sell. What do they buy? Holy gifts and jewelry. Guess we don't have that many for them. Yeah, we have a couple of jewelry. Yeah, actually they don't seem to like, because they don't like all of the random stuff that we have. They actually don't like all of the heretical stuff. They actually don't care that much. So this will put us, yeah, just below another rank. So let's grab a couple of these. 900 will put us just over. Yeah, let's trade. Wonderful. So that now gives us access to the overcharged plasma gun. Okay, and a psi focus. The wearer deals additional 5 times psi rating warp damage with their melee attacks. Whenever the wearer suffers a critical hit, their dodge and armor is reduced by 30% until the end of combat. Whenever they suffer a critical hit. Ooh, that's a bit of a pain. Anyway, the one that we're going for is the Fellowship of the Void, I believe. Yeah. And then we want to trade them everything that... Yeah, we want to trade them all this heretical stuff that we picked up. So hide untradeable. Oh, sort by type. It's easier. Clear selection. So we go Xeno artifacts. Yeah, this is going to be good. We have a few Xeno artifacts, you see. Just a few. Just 1 or 2 Xeno artifacts that we need to sell. Yeah. We'll keep a selection. We'll sell the heretical trophies. And we'll leave it there. Let's trade. Now level 21 with them. So I can now start just grabbing things. I'm actually just going to grab everything, and then we will sort it out once we have it all in our inventory. There we go. More of this. More of this. More of this. More of this. Keep going. Keep going. There we go. Wonderful. Right. So now we can sort out what we just picked up. So just purely what we picked up. Although we do have to do some more inventory management at some point. Let's just have a look at what we currently got and see if any of this is immediately useful. So the plasma guns are a Pascal thing. Wherever Pascal is, there he is. So he's currently using a plasma gun. So this is a direct one-to-one comparison. His one is better. This one is vastly superior. It loses something. It loses the single shot. But the plasma overcharge is only a single shot. So it can only perform its overcharged attack actions. Its damage is increased by 5 times ballistic skill %. The plasma gun's plasma explosion deals 2 times more damage and is 15% more likely to happen. Okay. Well, we'll equip it for now. I don't get rid of his old one. The psi focus is obviously for you. The problem is, with this one, that he loses dodge and armor on it by 30% whenever they suffer a critical hit. It doesn't say stacks, to be fair, but that is a big hit. But 5 times psi rating warp damage on his melee attacks means he does 25% extra damage. Sorry, not 25%, 25 extra damage on his melee attacks. Let's equip it. Okay. Carnage. Chain. So, chain can be used by you. No, it can't. Okay. Oh yeah, it was suggested I swap hands. I don't believe you can. I believe it's just impossible. Yeah. Because that could have helped us with our which attacks we can use thing, but because we can't swap what hands things are in, we're kind of tied down there. So chain, I guess, is this a single weapon? I guess it would be, well, you can't even use it. Yeah, we don't have a person who can use these. That's fine. Same with this one, it doesn't really have anyone who uses it. Modified splinter pistol, we have one person who uses pistols. I don't think this is going to be better, but let's have a look. It is a little bit better than the agonizing, however it doesn't deal the double toxin damage, so therefore isn't better. Shotgun, don't need it. Armored body glove, so gives dodge against ranged attacks and gives 2 MP. It is actually better for her, and she is somebody who we like MP on, so that's fine. Grimoire of the Void. This grimoire increases the chance of triggering psychic phenomenon by 15%. All warp damage dealt by its wielder is increased by 2 times by willpower bonus. So, your willpower bonus is 8. So this would increase all your warp damage by 2 times by 8, so 16. That's pretty good. However, I just realized Heinrich's, he doesn't attack with his warp, right? He also doesn't trigger psychic phenomenon below 15 on the warp degradation thing. So if he has this will actually increase his warp damage by 2 times by willpower bonus, which is only going to increase it by 10, but this is on top of the 25 he's already getting. So this means his basic attack will deal an extra 35 damage. Oh. I'm just seeing here. Metronome is quite nice as well. But actually, I think we have better uses for Metronome. Metronome, I think, would be really good on you if you can use it. I know we're now switching into actually doing inventory management, but Metronome? Yeah, this would be good. I think I'm happy to replace the deflection one. So if she doesn't move, or doesn't spend all of her MP, which is actually going to be like every turn, then she'll gain 10 to her characteristics on the next turn. That's incredible. Right. Oh yeah, back to all. If an ally under the effect of the wearer's Bring It Down ability successfully hits an enemy with an attack or targets them with an ability, the wearer gains 1 fellowship and willpower until the end of combat for each different enemy hit or targeted. Cassia? We could lose the persuasion points here. Yeah. Let's lose persuasion and give you that. That seems good. Boots. After the wearer performs a melee attack, after a ranged attack, the target of the melee attack must pass a toughness resistance test or get knocked prone. You can't use them. Okay. Well, you're really the only person who's going to, so that's fine. Breacher boots. Whenever the wearer's area attack damages at least 2 enemies within a 2-cell radius, the wearer gains a kick ability costing 0 AP to use until the end of their turn. Okay. The wearer gains 25 commerce and 25 persuasion. Well, we have 2 people that would be good for. It's either you, or it's you. Actually, neither of them can. It's only Eldari? Wait a second. The only person who can use it is you? Well, that's not very useful then. I guess we could use it if we took the Eldari equipment thing, or if someone else took it, but anyway. Whenever the wearer has 2 melee weapons equipped, they gain 10 weapon skill and 15% critical damage. Alright, person who has 2 melee weapons equipped, is it better? Is it better than 10% dodge? Yes. Yes, it is. There we go. Fantastic. Right. So we've just sorted out our new equipment. There's probably more equipment stuff that we could optimize, but let's at least just sort out what we grabbed right then. Right. We're going to start back here, and then we're going to work our way around the ship logically. So, do a quick save, because we've got some new stuff. Then we're going to have a look at our new quests, just to determine what these were. Wait, are these rumors? Ah, these are rumors, not quests. Okay. So we have the colonist ship that went missing. We have pirates. We have space anomalies. We have missing ships. And then we have is this indistinct distress signals. Okay. Cool. Hello. Have the Vox spirits brought you anything interesting lately? Perhaps you would be interested in the Vox transmission I intercepted not long ago, Lord Captain. The thoroughly encrypted message contained the coordinates of a landing site on a certain planet, marked as rare cargo. I've been unable to uncover anything else, but I believe the encryption was intended for those who are involved in unsanctioned trade activities. A multitude of scout ships tirelessly explore the Expanse in search of new resources, or resource deposits, but unfortunately not all of them represent the interests of the Von Valancius dynasty. I occasionally intercept Vox transmissions from ships prowling in your domain in search of easy loot. An asteroid the size of a small planet has been discovered in the Soto's Tomb system, and the prospectors believe there may be a wealth of resources hidden under the crust. Nothing here? Okay, have they brought you anything interesting? Forgive me, Lord Captain, I have no information that would be of interest to you at the moment. Gained experience? Have they brought you anything interesting? No more experience? That's fine. Okay, it's nice that I got experience just for asking. Okay, so we got 2 new things, I think. 3 new things. Okay. We got a rare find. We got the oversized asteroid, and then we got this one. According to Pilgrims on Footfall, one world near a cold star in the Cineris Malefictum system reached such spiritual heights that the Emperor raised up all its people to join him in his halls. Yeah, so I think that was what the last one was meant to be, we just never got it. Okay. Cool. Well, we're getting more rumors. Let's go to Ravor next. Hello, Captain. Master Helmsman Ravor at your service. Okay, there's nothing to say, that's fine. Well, can you tell me about the other officers? That's Janice Danrock. I'm just looking for the new ones. Versarian, Talas. Do you like anyone? Okay, that's fine. Cool. We'll do a quick save. And then we'll start working our way around the ship. Oh, they're still T-posing over there. Alright. Well, let's start with a difficult one. Argenta.
Greetings.
That's it. Nothing like I killed Theodora. We want to talk about it? Okay. Well, it's fine then. Cassia? Ulfar?
Broke free the bold from captors grasping. Dark cities, feeble dungeons, eternally disgracing. Flows now this saga in the hall of glorious feasting, where all extol the wolf mighty and the yet fatter cunning.
I knew I could count on you to give us something.
I hope you're not going to put off the feast. Our escape demands a grand celebration.
What are you planning to do with your newly acquired freedom?
Find my pack. As we speak, they are likely performing some bloody service for Calcazar. For that reason, I want to have a word with the Inquisitor.
I must take my leave.
Fenris Hjulda, et fater.
Okay. Well, it seems like we're not going to get a lot out of these people, but that's okay. Marazhai, you might have more to say.
Rogue trader.
I want to know more about you and your cabal.
Ask your questions. I will decide which is worthy of an answer.
You speak Low Gothic. Knowing your kind, I cannot believe that you learned it willingly.
It was a punishment. One of my raids was not as successful as it should have been, and Erimeris ordered Tavantius to forcibly implant the knowledge of the repulsive monkey language into my mind, supposedly so that I could at least benefit the Cabal by coaxing the monkey into their cages. 5 days I spent under a cerebral burner in the Spire's main hall, to the delight of Erimeris' entourage. I dislocated every joint, struggling in agony against my shackles. But I would endure it all again to expel this poison from my head.
Okay, you're a Drakon of your Cabal. What does that mean exactly?
The Drakon is the first among the blades of the Cabal of the Reaving Tempest, and the Drukhari who stands but one rung below the Archon. The Drakon leads raids and wages wars against other Cabals, keeps the arrogant true-born and half-born upstarts at bay, and has the pick of any opponent in any battle. Erimeris used to have others in her inner circle, but I ensured that they all disappeared one by one, and that their successors were too terrified to take their place. That was when my sister engaged an incubi order to serve as her bodyguards. Incubi do not respond to fear or bribes.
What sparked the conflict between you and Erimeris?
Must there be another reason beyond survival and ambition? Komorra does not tolerate weakness. Komorra respects only strength and cunning. Either you climb upward on the corpses of your enemies, or you become one of the steps underfoot.
How is it that the great and terrifying Marazhai was only the Drakon of the Cabal and not its Archon?
Keep your arrogance in check. Erimeris was clever and deadly, and if I had underestimated her abilities and strength, I would have been food for the Urguls long ago. The very fact that she surpassed me speaks for itself. I refused to give her cause to cast me out as a traitor. No, our rivalry, our little game that ran since our birth, took time. And another thing, when you're at the top, you need something to stave off boredom. This game amused us and terrorized the rest of the Cabal.
Okay. Nazrakai and the Cabal of the Black Heart, what's the relationship to your Cabal?
The Cabal of the Black Heart is the most ancient of all the Cabals, and the largest. It casts a shadow over all Komorra, and when the Black Heart strikes, you submit or you die. The Reaving Tempest was not prepared to perish, so when the Black Heart's shadow stretched as far as us, Erimeris' predecessors chose to bend the knee and become their vassals. Erimeris never liked the Cabal's subordinate position. Her words, and sometimes her actions, directed against the Black Heart, prompted whispers of discontent and fear among those who served her. I was not willing to renounce the protection of Asdrubal Vekt's own Cabal. If I had succeeded in overthrowing Erimeris with Nazrakay's aid, many within the Reaving Tempest would have supported me.
Okay. Tavantius the Arch Machinator. What is your connection to him?
Tavantius was Erimeris' ally, not mine. The Reaving Tempest is his patron, and patron also to the witches of the arena. I've had cause to seek out his artistry several times, and each time with difficulty. Of late, he's been gone from Komorra more often than he's been in it. He was probably in one of his lairs where he hides his other experiments and creations.
Ah, this might answer a question from the comments, which is, like, what happens with Tavantius, right? Because obviously we just left him there. But if he has other layers, maybe he turns up again. Do you have any idea where his other layers might be?
After Tavantius quarreled with the witches and was stripped of the Cabal's protection, his havens in Komorra were turned into a deadly trap. I imagine they've been ransacked and destroyed by now. His other hideouts may be somewhere in the tangle of the webway, or in real space. But that last possibility is madness even for a homunculus.
Yeah, but that would give him a reason to turn up again, wouldn't it? When did you have need of his expertise?
When the grotesque of a rival cabal ripped my arm off at the shoulder, when I needed a substance to wring the truth out of you in the Obsidian Court, when I had personal desires that only a master of flesh could satisfy.
Personal desires?
You are just dying to know, aren't you?
That's enough about the homunculus. The more I listen, the more it seems that for a proud Drukhari, you very much enjoy submitting.
An amusing example of a primitive mind. Any Drukhari towers over any monkey, and we do not conceal our attitude to livestock, but my Kabbalite kin. Every one of them should be treated with caution, and those who have already demonstrated their power and might are a deadly threat in their own right. I do not revel in submission. I accept things as they are. And I wait until a point of weakness reveals itself and calls to my blade.
You call yourself a Trueborn. What does that mean?
It is a caste in Komorra. Noble Drukhari born under certain circumstances. Their cradle before birth was not an amniotic gestational tube, but a living womb. Carrying a fetus for such a lengthy term is as good as a death sentence for a female Drukhari. She is too vulnerable to her enemy's attacks, and she is of no use on a raid. In Komorra, only the most powerful Drukhari, who are able to surround themselves with the best protection, can allow themselves such an extravagance.
Okay.
Farkaza Aziriesh, poisoner of Azdrujar, and Shaimish's elect, was one such exalted leader of the Drukhari. The result was worth the effort.
You have numerous titles, I recall. Tell me about them.
Eviscerator of Illiridas, Blaze of the Barkag Kingdom, and Slayer of Koronus the Pale. Illiridas was a world inhabited by our distant Eldari cousins, until I led a reaping raid there. The Barkag Kingdom was a separate cluster on the fringes of Komorra before it went to war with the Reaving Tempest, and by the time I left, I was wading through the blood of its inhabitants. And lastly, Koronus the Pale. He was an ancient homunculus who betrayed the Aziriesh at the behest of another cabal. That was not a military victory, but a personal one. In his attempts to make himself invincible, Koronus had sown inside himself the deadliest creatures from the depths of Komorra. It did not save him. I cut out every one of his 8 hearts and sent them to his former coven as a warning to the rest.
I see.
Are you sure?
Wish to know more about your kind.
What exactly do you want to know?
In what way do your kind differ from the craft world Aldari?
In all ways. The Asuriani are feeble shadows of our ancestors. We are their true inheritors. The Asuriani hide from she who thirsts behind their paths, relying on the visions of their precious far-seers, or blind to the reality around them. We Drukhari laugh in the face of the unknown. We thrive off the carnage and pain we inflict.
Your kind are obsessed with pain. Why?
Because the ecstasy of suffering is the highest form of pleasure, accessible only to superior beings. By your very nature, creatures like you are incapable of knowing such gratification.
Excuse me, we're an expert in the lore of Xenos? You lie, Drukhari cannot survive and escape the pool of chaos except by feeding off the suffering of others?
Careful. My tolerance for such remarks will run out eventually, even given your depressingly simplistic mind and non-existent instinct for self-preservation.
Why do the Drukhari hide in the webway? Why not live in real space?
Watch it. It is Monkey who run and hide, not our kin. Komorra is the legacy of our ancestors. They found a way to penetrate the tangle of the webway and move through its twisting labyrinths. Few would hazard to travel in this splintered kingdom, let alone erect bastions in it. The Drukhari are the only Eldari who do not fear the horrors of the webway. For every peril we overcome makes us stronger.
Marazhai sounds sincere, but it is clearly his truth that he is speaking. Something in his face makes you think there is another reason why the Drukhari race chose such a tumultuous dimension to be their home. I keep hearing the name Asdrubal Vect. Tell me about him.
No. No one speaks of the Overlord of Komorra without good reason. Amusing you is certainly not reason enough.
Well, I think that will do.
Perhaps. What else?
What do you plan to do next?
I must adapt to my new circumstances. And to this bucket that you Monkey call a voidship. These alloy bulkheads. So primitive.
Okay.
Then go. I will find something to amuse myself with.
Yeah, he's a little uncertain about being here, it was saying there. Well, you know, it is a different place from where he came from. Abelard?
Lord Captain.
See ya. Heinrichs?
To what do I owe this visit?
I now have a collection of people to send away. I must take my leave. Anyone else? Let's go for Erliet next.
The Dark City released us from its thorny embrace. The wounds of the body will heal. But what about the wounds of the soul? Krudarok fell, and its demise shattered the fragile lives of countless children of Osirian. Scattered across this part of the galaxy, hounded by the Monkey, pursued by the Dark Cousins, imprisoned by the servants of She Who Thirsts. Hatred is strangling me like a snake, and fear is coursing through my body like a burning poison. For the path I chose is leading me down the roads of failure. I can neither hold back my grief nor rein in my anger. And yet, I am powerless to stray from my path. Pay no heed to my fleeting wrath, Alantark. When the will slips away, the soul trembles with rampant emotions. But I will resign my heart to meekness, for there is no other way a marked outcast can help their fellow Eldari wandering in the dark.
Many terrible things happen in Komorra. Are you alright?
I found myself in the Dark City after following the twisted roads of truth and lies. And although the truth blossomed like an ugly bud and scratched my soul with its thorns, I did find the answers to my questions. Those who come back from the dark of the webway will never be the same. But it is we who change while the surrounding world remains imminent. This thought gives me strength.
Krudarok suffered an unenviable fate. I'm sorry your world is lost.
I have no need for your sympathy, Alantark. Besides, neither Monkey nor my dark kin found the decaying remnants of Krudarok. Perhaps all is not lost. Perhaps we may yet bring back what has been taken.
What will happen to the seer now?
Clendil chose to stay on the Lilithon together with Muaran and the rest of our kinsmen. Perhaps it is for the best. The stars in this part of the galaxy are hostile to the children of Asurian.
So where does the path of the outcast lead you now?
On the trail of a monkey called Caligos Winterscale. Even a worm may harm a wounded tiger by bringing infection into an open wound. And the wounds of my people have been bleeding ever since Crudarach's demise. The spirits of my kin need a poultice, a hope, not the executioner's sword already poised to fall.
I'd like to ask some other questions.
You may try.
Well, that's everything. Alright, see ya. Okay, so we have where she's at. Okay, still has a little bit of hope. Still things to find. Nomos? You read the databank recovered from Theodora's cache, and then you said the incident marked the beginning of Nomos. What do you mean by that? Yes, Nomos, remember. You brought us status sustenance, and it contained a name, Epitaph. We recognized it. No, not like that. In the name we recognized a place where Nomos originate. Alright, see ya. Over here, we have Jai. Hello.
You are spoiling me with the splendor of your presence again, Shireen. Have you decided to treat your soul to the fruits of my eloquence? Or do you wish to discuss business with the newly appointed owner of a Mercatum Tabula Officiale?
Okay. Doesn't have anything here. That's fine. Right. Abel? I guess we'll speak to you given you're here. Alright. Pascal? Just work our way along.
The only sign.
Alright. All of these people seem pretty chill. Idira? Have you discovered anything more about the door from your visions?
No, Lord Captain, not a thing. And I'm wandering from bay to bay, scaring the crew. But don't worry, I'm sure that as soon as we get close, well, there'll be no mistaking it.
Let's take my leave.
Of course. Always at your service, whenever you need me.
Okay. I think we've spoken to everybody, right? That was quicker than I thought it would be. That's just a straight, we've done everything. Okay, let's do a save. Let's double check our quest log, and then we'll go, I think. Yeah. Go. Where's it starting us? I have no idea. Telikos Epsilon? Is that, Oh, that's Giannis. Ah, right, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Oh, new contract. Immediately. Oh! New contracts immediately. Okay. That's a lot. Okay, alright, chill for a second. Anything new in here? Nope. Wait a second, yes. We have access to our rank 4s. Okay. Well, let's have a look at these then. This is a good thing to do. So, these will give us bonuses of people. Oh, interesting. By showing illusions to the masses, it is possible to gain a lot of attention and attract pilgrims. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Projects. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm assuming these block off the other ones. These block off the other ones. This one's locked by people. So 6. Yeah, so we have enough for everything that's left. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5. And then, yeah, these. Do these lock off the other ones? No, these do not block the other ones. Wonderful. That's all we needed to see. So, which one of these end ones do we want, I guess is the first question. So, the monastery damaged by the crucible will be rebuilt. Meanwhile, the monks will begin the process of acknowledging the kinship of St. Cognatius with the von Valancius line. So we need to have... Oh, we need to have Crucible and Praising the Muses. Where's Praising the Muses? So there's Crucible. Following one must be completed. Praising the Muses. Is that all the way at the start? Where is it? Just looking for the X's here. I just don't see praising the muses. Am I crazy? Praising the muses. Well, that's just not an option for us. So I'm assuming we can't do this one. Right, I'm going to look at the symbol this time instead of looking at the name. I don't see the symbol. Again, I have scrolled up and down these types of things before and missed things, but I don't see it. So I'm assuming that we cannot do this one. Sacred Comet. Crucible and Orbital Shipyard. I don't see Orbital Shipyard either. I do see Crucible. And Reliquary. Only need you to have the Crucible done. Interesting. What does Crucible do? Maybe doing some of these unlocks other ones. That might be the thing that happens here. I don't know. But one of these gives us people, right? False Wonders gives us people. And we need people because we're very under-peopled. Let's get False Wonders first and see how that goes. Yeah, we didn't lose Profit Factor. We just haven't quite got to this one yet. Apparently our people went up to 8. Doesn't seem correct. Unless it immediately gave it to us. Wait, False Wonders was completed? Oh, it completed instantly. Oh. There was no time on this? Do these not take time anymore? Okay, interesting. This one uses people, so we probably don't want to do that right now. 7 times weapons, all you have to do is have rep with the Drusians. Okay. Execute. These meant to be instantly completing? I had the feeling these are meant to take time. Anyway, let's go through these as well, just to unlock. Okay. Oh, yeah. I definitely get the feeling that these are meant to take time. Crucible? Because this gets the Holy Man feature. Grants 10% wound, 10% damage for 2 turns, and 20%, and 20 temporary wounds when a character uses their origin ability. Okay, I choose this one. Well, we have 3 left. I'm just going to try building something on one of the other ones. Just out of curiosity. So if, say, on Yanis... Well, yeah, we'll have to read through... Oh! Lord Captain, the Crucible's great sculpting is underway. Falstone is being transformed right before our eyes into a fertile world of lush groves and clean water. However, there is evidence the Crucible has also created humans. From the mouth of the relic came several thousand people who, speaking in an archaic form of Low Gothic, demanded to be given orders. They cultivate land, build houses and production facilities of obedience, and, in general, have a remarkable range of skills and knowledge. However, it seems that these people completely lack their own free will, and for this the monks have named them Touched. There is a split among the believers. Though many call it a miracle sent by the Emperor himself, and they want to quickly put the touch to work, part of the population is frightened by these soulless creatures born of the ancient machine. They demand that the planet's learned men intervene in the great sculpting and find a way to stop the production of the touched. So I can pronounce them property of Order of the Hammer and let them continue, or I can exterminate them. Alright. How dangerous are these touched? They do not appear to pose a threat. The autopsy of several specimens has shown that they are physiologically identical to ordinary humans. No traces of corruption or xenotampering were found either. However, their obedience is a double-edged sword. They obey any orders without knowing or caring who gives them, and thus nothing prevents a cunning intruder from bending them to their will, creating an army of obedient slaves or spies at their disposal. The disciples of Malpian teaching believe that the souls of the touched are too pure to cause harm to anyone. Those adherents are of simplicity and purity have taken a liking to these meek and open-hearted creatures. What think my officers and advisors? They were born of the relic of St. Cognatius, which means that they please the Emperor. We have to remind people of it, arrange a public ceremony of tonsure to initiate the touched into the Order of the Hammer and a service dedicated to reading parables about the acts of St. Cognatius and his followers. Why don't you make the first move and assemble a mighty force from these touched ones? If they are so obedient and diligent, they will make fine troops. Assign a loyal commander to each squad and keep an eye on them. These strange people will turn from a threat into the mighty defenders of the Imperium. Lack of will, registering a high probability of manufacturing failure within the Crucible's sacred processes. It is recommended to dispose of the finished batch of units and halt production of new ones. The algorithm of great sculpting requires further examination. Okay, so we can do tonsure, which gives us icons of the touched. Enemy critical hit chances and warp damage against the flagship are reduced by 30%. Ulfar's advice gets us the Crucible-born Tempest. The touched who were recruited as enforcers gave form to the ancient knowledge stored in their minds by modifying the voidship's weapons using sacred archaeotech. Long-range dorsal plasma macro cannons which fire 2 shots dealing 26 damage per shot. Okay. We can just do the pronounce them property of the Order of the Hammer. Or you're by permission to study the Crucible's algorithms dispose of the touched. So all allies gave 5% armor and 5% critical hit chance. I kind of like this one. Yeah, I like making our flagship harder to kill. I like gaining the complacency and efficiency. Well, more the efficiency. Yeah, let's hold the tonsure ceremony. I didn't lose 30 profit factor, you're lying. Which one am I low on? I don't think I'm low on any of these. Anyway, I will draft a detailed plan of the ceremony and hand it over to the abbot. Yeah, I think that's just incorrect right now. Under the guidance of brothers and sisters of the Order of the Hammer, the touched carry on with their toils, cultivating the land and building new settlements. The public induction of the touched along with their diligent service eventually solidified their image in the minds of the people as executors of St. Cognatius' will sent down to the faithful to ease their burdens during the great sculpting. Any concerns about the touch possibly posing a danger were completely dispelled. Okay, I'm a little bit worried that these are instantly completing. So what I'm going to do is not do any more of these. Although I do want to just check, like, do we have anything else that we can now do having got these? No, just the reliquary. I'm not going to do any more of these. I'm just going to go and get that done. And then we'll see whether it continues doing the same thing. It might be because we're in a state where it's just allowing things to progress instantly or something. So let's leave, because I don't feel like they should be progressing instantly. Right? That feels like a bug. Because that's not how it's worked up until this point. And we're also one step away from getting to this planet, so we might as well go there. Yeah. Hey, it gave us 1 navigator's insight. That's very nice of it. Lord Captain, there is an emergency at the officer's deck. Numerous victims, loss of communication. The Voidsmen report warp voices filling the compartments, but this is not a warp breach. This is the Xenos you took aboard at Janos. He has gone mad and went on a rampage. I have 2 fairly reliable witness accounts. According to one, the Xenos suddenly assaulted the crew members, gutting them seemingly at random. The other claims that there are survivors who barricaded themselves in adjacent compartments. The enforcers managed to isolate the raving Xenos in a dead end, but they've been unable to pacify him so far. What will your orders be? Such are the consequences of ill-considered actions born out of the lack of faith of the God Emperor's laws. I'm ready to stop the accursed Xenos' rampage personally and repay every life he's taken. Why am I not surprised? Heinrich's voice is oozing with poison. Rogue trader, we cannot bring back your subjects, but I will gladly aid you in disposing of the rabid creature before it mauls even more people. Elentak, I know what the reason behind Marazhai's madness is. Please, I must accompany you to the compartment. I'll help you deal with the Dark One. Earliette, explain your words. Do you remember what happened during my very first voyage aboard your ship? I found myself beyond the veil. The servants of She Who Thirsts descended upon the fragile shell that is protecting your vessel, and the outside horrors managed to break through. The soul of an Aldari shines like a beacon in the night, drawing the gaze of Silent Thresh and stoking her thirst. The ways of Asuryan kept us safe from her claws, but the Dark Ones never sought to restrain their desires for excess and pleasure, as well as for some protection against our eternal enemy. When the voices of She Who Thirsts called out to me, I found refuge in meditation. I think Marazhai started feeding his withering soul instead, using the only method he knew. Alright. I'm going to the officer's deck immediately. The squad of enforcers who blocked the Xenos in the dead-end corridor is waiting at the deck. I beg of you to be careful, Lord Captain, and may the God Emperor watch over you. Okay, well, no. Alright, we're bringing our Xenos friends group. These are friends to the Xenos. I don't know if... maybe Cassia for Abelard, but these are my friends of the Xenos group. As in, they're not going to instantly kill them. You know, Abelard will do anything we tell him to. Maybe I'll take out Pascal for Cassia. There we go. Friends of the Xenos. Let's go. Just because if I take Ulfar, Heinrichs, or Argenta, there's a high chance they just murder him straight up. Okay. Well, meet with the survivors on the officer's deck. Let's go. The body is covered in hundreds of cuts, none of which look deep enough to have ended the victim's suffering in a single blow. Oh. Somebody open the door. Open the door before he gets me. Well, that's not good. Hey, on the positive side, Earliette, you're not the most hated Aldari on the ship.
Would you look at that?
Ooh, loot. They had a plasma gun which does a lot of damage. Ooh. Alright, thank you very much. Alright, over here. The maimed, bloody body looks like a broken marionette lying in an unnatural position. Okay. Continue to explore the sides in case anything appears here. Another servant's image that we can see. The corpse is missing its eyes, its face horribly mutilated. Demonette. Lord Captain, God Emperor be with you, and with all of us too. The Enforcer can barely suppress the tremors running throughout his body. Only you can deal with this spawn. Permission to report, your lordship. Started a few watches after the translation. Well, actually, they say this. Associate of yours had been acting strangely even before that. It's as if he started hearing things. He's sniffling back and forth, barking something in his own Xenos tongue. Then he grabbed his blade and sliced his hand open. His own hand! And he suddenly howled and lunged at the people nearby. The voice of She Who Thirsts. He heard the call. Any of her kind who find themselves beyond the veil will become tempting prey for Silent Thresh, and your technology that protects the ship from her baleful influence cannot drown out the sound of her maddening voice. Can you see her? The demonette? The officer looks behind him and glances around the deck, then turns to you with an alarmed expression. See who, your lordship? Whom are you referring to, Lord Captain? I can't see anyone, Lord Captain, but I can sure hear her just fine. Adira's voice is trembling slightly. She's looking at her feet and does not raise her head. Must have come for your Xenos, personally. Maybe we shouldn't get in her way. Please? Who are the victims of this massacre? Anyone who can get his hands on, your lordship. Officers, serfs, a technomat, even attacked a servitor, although that didn't last long, he just tore its head off. The rest of them, though, the Xenos scum tortured the life out of them. You can see the colour draining from the officer's face. Where's Marazhai now? Who? Oh, the Xenos, he's holed up in there. He nods at the barricaded gate. He corralled a number of crewmen in there like Roxas to a slaughterhouse. All we could hear were screams. Well, we couldn't save them, so we locked him in there so he couldn't crawl back out, unless he finds a crack to squeeze through. The prospect of having a rabid Xenos crawling inside our bulkheads makes my heart sink. No, we ought to drag him out. Then we put him on a chain, or, forgive my bluntness, Lord Captain, swat him down and forget he ever existed. I've heard enough, I'm heading inside. Unblock it right away, your lordship. If only there were a way to flush that fiend out without going in. He stops and pales even more. Throne's mercy, I completely forgot. The late Technomat, he turned on some security systems right before he bled out. I figured the Xenos thinks about showing his face, those systems will get him. Point is, we should go with your lordship, with your permission. It just wouldn't be right for Lord Captain to go in there alone. God Emperor help us all. The officer tries his best to speak calmly, but his voice is quivering. The thought of going inside the compartment has become a death trap. It fills him with dread, bordering on panic. Okay. Hello, Demonette. Who is this? Is it the ruler of the vessel and the master of the lost child? Come closer, let me get a good look at you. Okay. Oh, that was it. Keep going. Is she at the front? What happened to my formation? Yes. Not that it matters too much, but really we're looking at something a little bit more like this. Yeah, something like that. That's really what we're looking for. Cool. I can hear the beating of his heart, the roaring blood in his veins, the pulsating fear in his black soul. Oh, okay. That's about the right speed for that one. Can we go over here?
This ocular implant was a worthwhile investment.
Okay. Grab the goods. What have we got? Master Surgeon Gloves make you better at using Medicae. And then Advanced Medikit. Okay.
I always have a backup plan.
Who's the best demolitions in our group? This is well, I assume it's demolitions. But who is the best demolitions? 45, 80. 80 might be our best. I'll take an 80.
I align my path with yours. For now.
When the time comes for me to step into this world, he will be waiting for me. Okay.
Watch your steps.
Yep.
I sense something nearby.
We walked directly into one of the traps.
Far darker paths.
Disable this one.
My success was inevitable.
Okay. Disable that one.
I have learned much in my
and this
exile.
one. We leveled up again.
Task.
Oh my lord.
The stars.
Okay. This one as well.
My success was inevitable.
Everybody over here. Grab the goods. Right. Quick save. And then we're heading in. Let's go.
What do we have here?
We have something to be disabled.
I have learned much in my exile.
Is there money to be made?
I have come because the prince wills it. The souls of all his progenitors belong to him alone. None will escape his embrace. Okay.
Over there.
Another trap.
Too hard for a simple
done.
monkey.
Okay. Oh, hello. Marazhai jerks his head up when you appear. His already gaunt face is tightly wrapped in pale grey, parchment-like skin. His teeth are bared feverishly, and his dark eyes have turned into two pitch-black mirrors that could show your reflection clearly if you were to gaze into them. He opens his mouth, but instead of words, an unnatural rasping hiss comes out. If this creature ever possessed intelligence, there is no sign of it left. At last! The resonant voice that has followed you on your journey through the deck sounds like it's coming from every direction, chilling you to the bone. At last we meet my poor child. Look at him, mortal. Look how he yearns to return to the one who caress his kind rejects so stubbornly. Come, child, follow my voice, and my prince will grant you all the bliss and torment in this universe. Urliet exclaims something in the Aldari language. The elucidator fails to process her rapid and elaborate speech. Without waiting for Marazhai's response, she turns to you. My dark kin has lost himself in the fight against the pool of she who thirsts. Allow me, Elentak. However great our differences are, however dissolute and depraved the dark ways may be, I cannot blind my eyes and let Silent Thresh take him. The warp spawn laughs musically. Sooner or later, all of his kind will step into my embrace. The prince is patient. The prince knows that every Aldari soul is already his. The Daemonette's voice suddenly forces itself into your mind. But if you let me get close to the lost child, if you lull him into letting its guard down, my prince will reward you, Malachi. The soul of this pathetic Xenos is a small price to pay for the blessings that come with my master's favor. I'll try to bring him to his senses. The Drukhari stares at you without blinking, teeth still bared, his frenzied expression frozen like a mask. You hear hissing again, this time lower and angrier than before. I'm going to look at him closely. Marazhai, half crouched, is teetering slightly, and that is the only movement you can see. His body language shows that he is ready to attack, as do the bloodstained blades he is holding. Urliet, you promised you would help. Urliet starts talking too quickly for the elucidator, but not for Marazhai. He turns his head and watches her like a snake watches a bird. Urliet takes a step, then another. You hear new inflections in her voice, melodious, almost calming. Her hands are moving in an elaborate dance of gestures as she keeps touching the spirit stone on her chest. Slowly, very slowly, Urliet advances towards Marazhai and his bristling blades, and he remains still, seemingly entranced by her words. You carefully follow her. How many disjunctions did you survive in Komorah, Marazhai? The warp is powerless as long as you refuse to let it take hold of you. Master yourself. Your words appear to have reached Marazhai's mind. He shakes his head and closes his eyes, then you watch him take a deep breath and relax his shoulders ever so slightly. The laughing in your head turns feral. Why are you confusing and tricking the lost child? The end is decided, the end is inevitable. Just look closely at Marazhai. The Xenos is standing tall and looking at you with faint traces of intelligence in his eyes, which are still hazy. Looks like one last push is required to emerge him from his death-sowing trance. Attack? Oh?
Grovel before the true power of humanity.
Okay, I want to try something. I'm going to do a save here. I know we've just done the conversation. I'm going to try letting Urliet do the whole thing, because I realized that we may have cut her off from doing it. So let's reload the quick save. I know we have to redo a tiny bit, but that's okay. I want to see what happens if you let her do the whole thing. It may lead to the exact same outcome, but I'm intrigued if there is a difference. Right. If there isn't, I'll just reload this. Well, if it's the exact same, I guess I don't need to reload this one, do I? Because it'll be the exact same.
Hey, what's that?
Right, disable it. Move forward.
A trivial task.
Skip. Move
Keep
forward.
a sharp eye.
Get rid of that.
My success
Right,
was
let's go.
inevitable.
Door. In.
I always keep my options open.
Skip. Right. Look closely. Earlier. Look closely. Okay. His muscles are no longer cramped, stiff in a battle stance, but his face still bears the twisted expression that can either be interpreted as wild frenzy or terror. Continue Urliet. Urliet gives you a slight nod and starts speaking again. Her words filled with pain and pleading. She steps forward, then takes another step and another. You feel as if this last step was a little too confident. Marazhai's expression changes subtly as his hungering malice flashes in his eyes. Urliette notices the alarming signs too late, and only recoils when the blade has already cut through the air. She barely suppresses a cry and clutches her deep wound, but she does not retreat farther than a single step. No more, Urliette whispers faintly. He no longer heeds me. Look at him closely. The Xenos is standing tall and looking at you with faint traces of intelligence in his eyes which are still hazy. Looks like one last push is required for him to emerge from his death-sowing trance. What about all that talk of the great Aldari race? If only you could see yourself now, you worthless, quivering beast. A mirage was all it took for you to soil yourself. Marazhai blinks and his eyes ignite with a familiar look of fury and wounded pride. I will rip out your tongue and make you swallow it piece by piece along with your own teeth. The air behind Marazhai ripples, and you watch as the demonette's faintly visible silhouette bleeds out of thin air. The horrible mouth is sneering triumphantly, the large pincer rising higher and higher. So that worked. So yeah, what was triggering me there was it said you need one last push, and I was like, okay, we don't have an option for that, so we must have done something wrong, and what we did wrong was not letting Urliette continue. I'm going to say Marazhai behind you. The demonette brings her pincer down on Marazhai's head and clangs against his raised blade. Marazhai crouches and shoves the shrieking warp entity away from himself. No, you're mine. Marazhai, you're mine. And now we're doing the fight with Marazhai on our side, and we're not going to kill him.
I will exterminate
That's what I was looking for. Okay. So, here. Well, I think you go here for now. That's probably your spot. Jai. Yep. Idira. Maybe you can go here for now. Abelard. Oh, I guess this is your spot, maybe. Cassia, join us here. Okay. Start the battle. So, my plan? Well, I'm going to step here. Well, let me just see. Can I make rear correctly there? Yes, so step here, make rear.
I'm ready for whatever comes.
This should now allow us to make back line here.
I'll make it happen.
And then make front line here. So, this is our dodge area, which is why I've done it like this. It's a little odd, but that's what we're going with. Okay. Next up, we can increase armor. Honestly, increase armor in the dodge area. I don't trust it. Kill zone, overwhelming, not needed. Maybe joint analysis is needed here. We do have two people who apply the exploits in Adira and ourselves, so that's fine. I get 2 shots. Oh, we don't have the... Okay. I do have to reload again because we don't have the health bars. Let me do a save and a reload then immediately. Not having the health bars is just annoying in combat. So we'd like to reload that one. Okay. So. Full reload. I know I could look at the damage and work it out myself, but, you know, it's much easier just to see a bar and go, oh, I'm going to do roughly that much of the bar. Yeah, that's much easier. So I can kill this one straight away. Oh, these are my deck enforcers. Wait, look at this. It rearranged the combat tactics areas upon reload. What the hell? Okay. That's weird.
I'll make it
I guess it just placed them as if we had placed them where we were going to place them from our current position. But still, it's a little unfair. Although, wait a second, I think I can replace them. No, not quite. I can replace rear, though. Yeah. Okay. Well, at least it let me do that. I also didn't kill that guy, which is very annoying. I should have used a surefire plan. I just thought we were going to kill him. Alright. And... that's a nice miss. Oh, you managed to do damage to him. Well.
To the brink of agony. Kneel before me, praising.
Okay.
Accept it. Embrace it.
Nice parry. Nice parry. Right, let's figure this one out here. Let's set some prey. So I would say that the Arson of Pain is going to be prey. These are level 4. Let's set the some demonettes as prey.
Pet monkey.
So like that one and maybe that one.
If it serves your
This
cause.
one's actually a great choice, because now what we're going to do is we're going to use a Claim the Bounty.
I am not your Xenos pet monkey. I deal death with my hands.
She gets another shot. That gave Adira another turn due to something she took. I forgot she gets another turn. Whenever prey that's not being trailed is killed by an ally, the bounty hunter gains an extra turn. Yeah, even though it wasn't her prey. Oh, okay. Well, we'll choose the Deck Enforcer. We'll choose this Demonette. And then we'll choose this Demonette.
But of course.
Sensory deprivation is the one that makes people blinded, right? Yes. Blind. That then spreads throughout them, so we have multiple people who are now blind. Fantastic. And then, let's do a forewarning on yourself. Nice. Right, now it's back to her turn. Yeah, call the bold.
If it serves your cause.
I'd like to hit you for a lot. Let's then put stacks on you.
I understand your intent.
Okay. We got anything else we could do? Precise attack won't really do anything. Do you have armor? Do a little armor. Let's do this.
If it serves your cause.
Okay. And then... yeah, then we'll shoot.
This tedium is beneath me.
Alright then. Then I'll target the Artisan of Pain with my extra attack.
Give in to sensation.
Nice dodge. Deck Enforcer, just shooting everybody. We dodged, that's incredible. Adira's real turn now. Now I chose this as prey, so... well, it didn't kill. Did it at least apply toxic? It did. Alright, so he is dead, it's just not... he's not dead yet. Okay. Could blind this one, potentially, before it has a turn.
Was it you? Or...
okay. And that also blinded this one as well. And we could do some psychic shrieking, potentially. Do a lot of damage here. Yeah, let's do a psychic shriek here.
Will do.
Wonderful. And then I'll put some extra stacks on the Artisan of Pain.
Anything else?
Nice. Still didn't manage to kill this guy. Nice dodge. Hey, they killed each other. He's still not dead. Toxin didn't kill him. What's keeping him alive? I have no idea. Anyway, he's still alive. Jai? I mean, I would think that shooting him would kill him, but he appears to be invincible, so who knows. Jai, I'm going to move you up here.
Watch my back.
I'm going to assign this as an objective. I'm actually, I guess I want someone else to kill it, really. I'm going to buff Marazhai. I'm actually going to again give Marazhai the turn.
Tell me, and it is done.
Oh, wow.
I'm done playing.
So he got the extra stats. Fantastic. Okay. That was good. Let's inspire him as well. I didn't realize he would be insane. That'll work. And then take a shot.
Am I getting paid? Never cross a Kazbalikan.
Then take some more shots.
Don't get too cocky.
My soul sings
Okay. Make this your
Victory
target.
is imminent.
Endure. Wall of rock
I will
free.
do my duty.
Use your brace for impact one.
At your beck and call.
That only costs 1, right? Yeah, so, hit.
Indeed.
Nice. Then taunt.
It will be done.
Nice. Okay. Don't know how many of those worked, but sure. We're now gonna buff, Jai.
I am a
Just given
navigator,
where she is.
not a servitor.
I'm gonna use Inspire on Marazhai. I'm gonna give him a turn. I can. I'm not in range. Oh, because it's not my officer ability on him? Oh. Or he's already had a turn? Okay, whatever. We can use Held in My Gaze to do a ton of damage. Yeah, we could just blast somebody. Like
Isn't
you.
this a job for the foe painted black?
Nice. I guess I will give you another turn then. Hit
At
him.
your beck and call. Reduced to dust.
That thing gave Adira a turn? Oh, because he killed prey, so she gets another turn. I see. Yeah, so she could hit quite a lot. Can you kill this one?
Of course.
No, he's immune. Why is he not dying? I don't know what's caused him to be invincible. This seems like a problem. Yeah, I have no idea. Although apparently we could have removed it with a medikit, which makes me feel bad. Right, back to your second turn. Let's use this.
Victory is imminent.
So you can you can attack back on parries. Back to your turn. Let's buff
Me?
Marazhai.
If you insist, Lord Captain.
Nice. Back to us. Yeah, I don't have either weapon. Neither weapon's going to be good for us here. I'm going to increase our armor.
On it.
I'm going to
Who if not
increase
me?
damage. Put stacks onto the
I'll
Artisan
see
of
to it
Pain.
personally.
Do
It's
this.
as good as done.
So surefire plan, and then do my non. Let me just double check. That's dodging. Yeah, so I want to do this to
On
reduce
it.
your stats, but actually the main reason I want to do it is to reduce your damage. Yes. Perfect. And then I just stand still.
My soul.
Alright, he's fine.
I will have the
So he runs away, charges back in.
What a useless
Nice.
plaything. Broken already?
Very good.
Give in
Okay.
to sensation.
Is that my blood?
Yeah, the thing you were gonna kill is no longer there. Call the bolt. Move here, shoot.
Just designate a target.
Still haven't killed that one. Continuing to shoot it, still not killing it. Adira gets another turn. You know what? You can chill for now. Claim the bounty.
If it serves your cause.
Another soul slips beyond the veil.
I actually almost killed Marazhai. I'm stupid. Shoot.
Pay with your blood in the name of
Oh, there we go. I guess he gets to live. Oh, maybe he's immune because he needs to be here for a conversation bit. Anyway. Marazhai turns to you, looking the same as ever, with the exception that you can see his grayish blue veins through his parchment skin and something resembling terror in his eyes. They're gone, Malachi. Gone, but still lurking at the threshold, keeping watch. I can hear their whispers. How did Monkey bear them for days and days on end? You hear genuine confusion in his voice. You will hear these whispers every time the void vessel travels beyond the veil. Learn to accept this, find an anchor for such times, or lose yourself. Marazhai looks at Erliette. There's a barely noticeable shift in his expression. The entire time that you have been here. Yes, Dark One, the entire time. With each new passage, I bolstered my spirit further, and my meditation became a stronger barrier against the tendrils of she who thirsts. I endured it, and so will you if you value your soul. The Drukhari lowers his head in thought, then he gives Erliette a sidelong glance. I should have understood from what you told me. Marazhai stops himself. Well, no matter. You moron, what is wrong with you? Is it so hard to say? Thanks for saving my sorry hide just now. Nadira mutters under her breath in exasperation, not daring to raise her voice. Marazhai, are you sure you've regained your senses? I never... Marazhai gnashes his teeth. I forgot myself for a moment, nothing more. Your presence is causing me a great deal of grief, Xenos. Marazhai's voice turns into furious hissing. Your kind step beyond the veil with nothing but your crude technologies and prayers to a deaf god, and you expect those such as I to rely on such paltry protection from the terrors of she who thirsts? Ah, there we go. One of the enforcers lets his emotions get the better of him. Throne's sake, Lord Captain, why are you even listening to him? That there Xenos is worse than a wild beast. How can a ship that sails in the God Emperor's light allow one of his enemies to act like he's master here? Marazhai looks at the man hungrily. The living meat that serves you talks too much. They would, however, make for perfect playthings. He looks straight at you. I need strength in order to suffer through your oafish voyages beyond the veil. If I don't obtain a source of such sustenance, Silent Thresh will only keep testing my limits. Lord Captain, the officer has a point. Abelard glowers at Marazhai. If things continue on like this, we might just end up with a mutiny on our hands. Massacre during every warp jump, as if we didn't have enough troubles to deal with on days like these, or this. Okay. Well, I'm not going to let him just hunt down in the lower decks. I forbid you from moving about the ship unsupervised. From here on out, you will be kept under lock and key during warp jumps. The alternative is death. The choice is yours. Marazhai freezes. You meet his enraged gaze filled with the promise of torture and agony. But then you almost see something inside him give, forcing him to incline his head slightly. Let it be as you say, Malachi. The officer cannot suppress a relieved sigh. Well, that's something at least. Many thanks, your lordship. Okay. So we've basically said that he's going to be locked up. Now, he is going to be locked up with Silent Thresh in his head, speaking to him, which is not good. But what I'm hoping is that we can convert him to more of an Erliette thing by her giving him tips or something, but anyway. All allies in the combat area instantly reload their weapons after an attack made by them until the start of the wearer's next turn. Ooh, interesting stratagem. What's our current helmet? +5 to lower Xenos and 10% hit chance against Xenos. Yeah, okay, I'll wear this. Where's my old hat? Where are we? Honest commerce. Wait, where is it? Oh, sort by type. I wasn't in type. That would explain why I can't find it. There we go. Why are we replacing it? We're replacing it because it looks stupid. That's the simple
Always
answer.
Keep your eye on the price.
Right. Well, we can leave here. Wait, how do we leave here? Do we just walk out this way? How do we leave? There's Marazhai, yeah. How do we leave?
I always have
just
a
out this way?
plan.
Did you see him ragdoll? Okay. We have to walk all the way. Yeah. Alright, and then to the voidship bridge.
Is there money to be made?
Wonderful. And with that, I'm assuming that's where we're at, unless he wants to speak to us immediately. He might. We'll see. Okay. Almost there. Almost there. Cool. And with that, we're going to end the episode there. Thank you very much for watching. Next time, we'll head to Foulstone, we'll head to Footfall, and we'll speak to Marazhai. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.